And those who could not make it but are committed to my candidacy, I thank them as well. I will not forget who is in this room tonight and who's been supporting us. I'd also like to take a special thank you to my parents, Allison and Joe. And where she moved, there's my Nana back there. She was talking loud before. And then my future wife, Mary. As I was walking the streets of Plains and Laughlin getting signatures on my nominating petitions, I could not help but start to reminisce about all the time I spent when I was growing up, walking those same streets, walking to my grandparents' house, walking to my great-grandparents' house, walking to school, walking to church, or just walking to a friend's. And as I reminisced, it became clear to me that all those years ago is when this campaign really began. You see, it was on those streets, and in those homes, and in those schools, and in the churches that I learned the honesty, integrity, and fairness that are so essential to become a magisterial district judge. From my family, my friends, my neighbors, my priests, my teachers in Plains and Laughlin, I learned that honesty, integrity, and fairness were not merely campaign slogans. They were expectations. This community and the men and women who lived and worked here, including many of you, taught me what it means to be honest, to be fair, and to act with integrity. And like any good teacher, you were not bashful about giving me tests to make sure those lessons were well learned. If I passed, a kind word or a pat on the back was my reward. If I didn't measure up, a kick in the pants or a call to my parents, it really ensured that I didn't make that same mistake twice. John F. Kennedy once said that the highest appreciation is not to utter words, but to live by them. Because my entire life has been spent under your watchful eyes in Plains and Laughlin, I am not merely uttering words or campaign slogans. I have lived by those words. I have lived honestly, fairly, and with integrity, and I promise that I will continue to do so. While reminiscing, I also realized that my unwavering commitment to Plains and Laughlin and to the men, the women, and the children who live here is undeniably rooted in the fact that I am the fourth generation of my family to be born and raised in Plains and Laughlin. Being raised with such a strong sense of family and of community is why I continually say that there is nothing more important to me than the safety and well-being of my family, my friends, and my neighbors. As a result, as I have said before, when elected, I am committed to making myself available and to working every day and every night with our police in order to guarantee that as soon as they do their job, I am ready to do mine. Dispositions will be swift and bail will be set in a manner appropriate to the crime, assuring that those who present a danger to society are removed from our streets. Working with the police, I am prepared to send a strong message that in Plains and Laughlin, crime will not pay, it will be punished. Similarly, in civil matters, I will always be fair and impartial, and all who enter my courtroom will be treated with the patience and respect that they deserve. I also remain committed to scheduling civil hearings at varied times so that missing work is not always necessary to have your day in court. Like President Kennedy, former Speaker of the House Tip O'Neill was also from Massachusetts. He has been famously credited with saying, "All politics are local." Truer words were never spoken when it comes to electing the next magisterial district judge in Plains and Laughlin. In Plains and Laughlin, we have a proud tradition of electing magistrates. We have been blessed with both men and women who have served us well, men and women who have served us with distinction. These men and women did not move to town simply so they could run for office. Instead, like me, they were born and raised here. They were born and raised in Plains and Laughlin. Also, like me, these men and women were instilled with the honesty, integrity, and fairness that were learned in Hudson Gardens, in Oakwood Park, in Heavenly Acres, and in every other section of Plains and Laughlin. not in some faraway law school or police academy. With your support, I will continue that proud tradition. Thank you, and may God bless each and every one of you.